Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Kablamo. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. Snowed us in all weekend. We got snow like a mofo in Nashville. It's like 13 degrees outside right now. Oh my God, 7 degrees. What am I talking about? What up, Guardius is in the house. Guardius. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. Let's get this camera. It's too close, it seems like. Sometimes it cuts my head off. Before we get the show started, make sure you guys go over to Rebelwithoutareason.com. You'll find all your hoodies, hats, shirts, and more. While you're there, you also find a link to the show. Click on that right there. That'll take you right to the Rumble page. Watch us live over there on Rumble with your boy Krabby Turtles hanging out with us over there. What's up, Krabby? Hope you had a good weekend. Hope Guardius had a good weekend. While you're there, make sure you check out some of that fun stuff. Go to that, when you go to sort by, make sure you go from new to old. You'll see all the new stuff there. Pick you up some of those flip-flops to show your support for your favorite flip-flopper, Nikki Haley. Get you some of those over there. Show all those supporters over there, Nikki Haley, that it ain't never going to happen. She's a damn flip-flopper. NeverNikki.com. If you're not familiar, that's Rand Paul, I believe, put that website together. He said he don't matter what he's got to do. He's getting this hoe out of here. What's up? Sonya is in the house. Sonya. Get you some of them flip-flops. Never Nikki Haley flip-flops right there for you. It's got that nevernikki.com on there. Pimp tight. Get you some. You know, I meme the hell out of these fools. Past Christmas now, so you can still get a lot of other fun stuff there at rebelwithoutareason.com. Make sure you use that promo code REBEL at the checkout. Get yourself 10% off. I definitely appreciate y'all so very much. Wait 1 second here. You should hit me on that Cash App too. $ Rebel without a reason. Do that thing right there. You can scan that little barcode, QR code, whatever the hell. Support me over there. I appreciate y'all. Sonya says, "On what planet is Nikki still standing? I wouldn't vote for her." Namarata Randawa. If you paid me, yeah. A lot of people don't know that that's her real name. Yeah, 7 degrees in Nashville. It's due to climate change, of course. Of course. For real, Haley be gone, dude. I can't stand her. We're going to get into it tonight, though, because I got a lot of clips for y'all with that beast. Thank you, Krabby. I appreciate you dropping that link, sir. Let's get this thing going here. I'll kick it off with some clips of your girl Nikki Haley over here talking to Fox News. Shout out to Magadog over there at the Dilly Meme team for these ones. Nikki Haley Harris.
We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. I know I faced racism when I was growing up.
Were you involved in a racist party?
No. We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can.
It's creepy, dude. They kind of meshed the face of Kamala Harris on Nikki Haley. It's creepy. I'll tell you what. The flip-flops are hilarious. Oh, thanks, Turning Guns. I appreciate that, man. I was on the fence about it. I'm like, oh, no, people might think that I'm trying to bump Nikki Haley, but it's pretty obvious on there. It says nevernikki.com, so hopefully they'll get the joke. Sonya says, Joyless Reed had the nerve to say that she lost the Iowa primary because she's still a brown lady. Oh, hell. Dude, she was looking dumb as hell. I got some of the clips of her, too, with her stupid-ass wig on. Racist as hell. Come on, man. How you going to have a wig like that and be so racist? That's just wrong. Someone else close to me didn't know Nikki was Indian nor ever heard of Ray Epps. Oh, my God. Dude, it's crazy as hell. It's just crazy. Exactly. What up, what up, what up? Boomhauer's in the house. He said, what's up, everybody? What's up, everyone? Got Rebel Without a Reason on the big screen. Yeah, boy. I appreciate you. Look at this ugly mug for about 3 hours. Let's get this thing going here. Trump made his speech after the victory. And Vivek joined him on stage because he's bowing out gracefully. You know what I'm saying? He's handling it well, better than the rest of them are. They're losing their shit. They're trying to claim fraud and interference and all kinds of shit. I'm like, come on, dude. Sonia says, someone said Joy was triggered over the Trump winning the primary. I said, we're all triggered by her hideous wigs. Psh, they are terrible. The wig could have a Twitter page unto itself. Let's watch this clip. So Vivek joins Trump on stage. You know, they call him up there or whatever, and they have a little speech together and get a little hug or whatnot. But then Vivek fucking takes over the stage. I'm like, dude, didn't you just lose? But he's showing support, so let's see what he's got to say.
We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum. From
right there is a problem. The E pluribus unum, whatever the fuck. He's going to explain what it means, but that's the same shit that Obama said back in the day, and I got clips for all that too, so just bear with me. We're going to kind of jump all around, but we'll come back to these points that I'm mentioning now here and there.
Unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country. Period. That is the truth. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind.
I forgot to mention the shout out to Benny Johnson. This has got Fox News cutting away from it as Vivek drops truth bombs. So they're going to cut away from it here in a second. You just hear him dropping shit that they don't want to hear you say on the regular television. So
capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. We fight for the truth.
Joining us now is Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary, Fox News contributor.
See, they cut away from it there. But I was looking at Trump's face the whole time like, dude, didn't you lose? Like, come on, bro. I need to get up here and talk to my people right quick. He's been going for a full minute on that shit. Like, didn't you drop out, homeboy? I thought you was done. Let's watch this other clip of him here.
But I do worry about 10 more months with these people because they can do a lot of damage. What they're doing to our country is very sad. We were the first candidate ever to get more than 52% of the vote. We now have our eyes on a very special place. You know what that place is? New Hampshire. And I know that New Hampshire will never let us down, just like in 2016. You remember that? We came in here and we won in a landslide. 2016. It's time for the Republican Party, however, to unify, come together, and move forward as one team. We have to beat crooked Joe Biden. We have to beat him. Our country is at stake, and we need to focus on all of our resources. We have to put them into energy and effort and defeating Biden and all of these radical left lunatics, what they're doing to our country. We can't let it happen. We cannot let it continue. We're going down, and we cannot let it continue. Last night, I was honored to receive the endorsement of a man who has become a true leader and earned the admiration of so many patriots. I've been a friend of his, even though we were competing against each other. But I was a friend of his, and we got along. And he was saying he's a great president. I kept saying, why is he running? He keeps calling me a great president. But he's a fantastic guy, a very smart guy. He's got some tremendous ideas. And he's young, and he's got some young ideas, too, and that's a good thing. So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek.
All right, so while he's making his entrance here, I just want to tell you that if you saw any of my posts, what Trump actually posted about Vivek, he was saying that he was a snake and couldn't be trusted and all this shit. So it's kind of odd to see him up here together.
Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire. We miss you guys. We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across the state. So
just to be clear, they're in New Hampshire now. So as soon as Trump got done with the Iowa caucuses the other day, he went directly to New York, sat on his trial with the E. Jean Carroll chick, that psychotic Jason Voorhees mama looking chick, and then he went to New Hampshire to do his campaigning there, and that's where they're at now.
We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is. It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen. Between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. That's what we need in this country.
They were shouting VP at the end of this here. They're saying they like Vivek.
You're in a war to win one. You can't win one if you're asleep at the switch, have your head stuck in the sand like most Republicans. And I think that's going to require somebody who isn't bought and paid for, a businessman, not a politician. Anybody heard of that?
And they're both businessmen, you know.
And that's why I was in this race, but I'll tell you, the people of Iowa spoke loud and clear last night, and I'm a big believer that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around.
See, that's one thing that people do like about Vivek, because he says what a lot of people are thinking, you know. Vivek doing the Obama thing. Exactly. I got footage for all that shit, too. I'm just kind of make the point. This is why people like him. Sounds like a VP speech. That's what a lot of people said, too. But, I mean, we're going to compare the clips and all that shit, and I'll just let you make the decision for yourself. But just be aware of what we're all looking at, you know.
We, the people, choose who leads this country. And so we heard we, the people, last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here. We met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now. That's where
he said these type of things before. This is 1776, so he's starting to get his little spiel down where he repeats himself several times over. That's what politicians do.
Right now. And you want to know, what does it mean to be a Republican today? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like freedom and merit and the pursuit of excellence. That you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. End affirmative action. End DEI. We are done with the nonsense. Send it back home. It means you believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to...
Yeah, Krabby, people were saying that, too, that he could probably be a good press secretary. He would light their asses up in there, too. He's articulate, you know, he's smart, but maybe later on down the line, after he proves himself a little bit, he can be in those higher positions, but you got to start somewhere, you know.
The government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country. And the way we're actually going to do this in the long run and win this time around is with elections we need to secure in this country for the long run. You want to know what needs to happen in this country? Single day voting on election day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government-issued ID to match the voter file, and English as the sole language that appears on a ballot. And I'm confident this man will be the one to get us there. And this is how we get our country back. Not black or white. It's deeper than that. These are the ideals of the American Revolution. And you know what? We do have some enemies that we need to defeat on the other side, but we have challenges to address in our own party right here at home.
That's true as hell. And Iceman76, welcome to the show, says it can't be any worse than Pence. That's true as hell. You know what I mean? He's better than Pence already, just as we're standing here. Pence was like an empty shell, just standing there like a damn Addams Family character. Sonia says, phony or no phony, he gets dragged by the media and not backed by the establishment, so he's a sleeper cell, question mark. Also, to be fair, the Latin quote is a standard phrase and not necessarily plagiarism. Yeah, I got you on that. And also, Krabby says, he's just saying what a lot of us think. Yeah, I mean, we want people with our same ideals up there running for sure, you know. We sure as hell don't want Nikki Haley. You listen to her talking points, you're like, oh my God, hell no.
So you know what? If you want somebody who's going to foist onto you to use your social media account, you want to use a driver's license to do it, to have the right to use the internet, this man's not your man. There's another candidate in this race who'll do that for you. It's Nikki Haley.
Yeah, she's talking about she wants everybody to sign up for putting their name out there, their identity on the internet.
Medicare, you want to cut veterans benefits so we can fork over more money to Ukraine so some kleptocrat can buy a bigger house? Vote for Nikki Haley, not this man right here. But if you want to
he's Trump's fucking ring man, you know what I mean? Like, he's in his fucking corner all the way. If you want somebody to be pumping Trump up, your man's right here talking.
Put an agenda that puts Americans first, to say that the moral obligation of your leaders is to the citizens of this country, not another one. There's not a better choice left in this race than this man right here. And that is why I am asking you to do the right thing as New Hampshire and to vote for Donald J. Trump as your next president, because we're not working with a lot of time here. If our kids are in high school before we get this right, we don't have a country left. That's what it means. We've been celebrating our diversity and our differences for so long that we forgot all of the ways.
Does anybody remember that he just dropped out? I mean, dude, we're waiting on our president to speak, and he is hogging it up. Where are we at? 6 minutes into this bitch. We are 7 minutes into this motherfucker. He's still going.
We are the same as Americans, bound by that common set of ideals that set this country into motion. We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country. Period. That is the truth.
He can say a lot of that shit too, because he was not polling very, very high. I can't remember what his last bit was, 17% or something like that, maybe even 5%. But at least he had the balls to just go ahead and drop out and say, look, I'm just going to push Trump, you know? Boomhauer says, pay somebody enough money and they will wear a red jacket or a blue jacket. Shout out to ALC. Yep. Red jacket or blue jacket. Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Back to it. Let's do it.
Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. We fight for the truth. We stand up for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. That is what we are going to revive to, yes, make America great again. Vote for this man right here in the New Hampshire primary. God bless you and your families, and may God bless our United States of America. Thank you, New Hampshire. It's good to see you guys. We're coming back and winning this in a landslide. We will not stop until we get this job done. Thank you all. God bless you and your families.
He tried to give him like the bro five there, and Trump was like, I ain't doing that shit. See, they're saying VP, VP.
Thank you. Wow, how was that? Pretty good, right? That was pretty good, and he's a fantastic guy, and he's really, he's got something that's very special because he started off with a Zippo, and he ended up very strong. He did a great job. I was actually surprised when he called because he was doing well.
There you go. So Trump got endorsed by Vivek there. Joined him on stage. Little back and forth a little bit. What up, Latina? Yeah, he was kissing that ass when he, and they weren't necessarily going back and forth, but Trump fired a couple shots across that bow, and he was like, "Hey, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. I just want some chips. I just want some chips." And Trump had a little after the Iowa caucus victory speech. This was when he was in Iowa, right after he won.
Everybody, this has been some period of time, and most importantly, we want to thank the great people of Iowa. Thank you. We love you all. What a turnout, what a crowd. And I really think this is time now for everybody, our country, to come together. We want to come together, whether it's Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative. It would be so nice if we could come together and straighten out the world and straighten out the problems and straighten out all of the death and destruction that we're witnessing. That's practically never been like this. It's just so important, and I want to make that a very big part of our message. We're going to come together. It's going to happen soon, too. It's going to happen soon. I want to thank some of the great people. We have so many senators. If I go through every name, we'll be here all night, and everybody's going to get angry at me. But the senators, the congressmen from Washington, they came down from all different states. I want to thank you very much. I want to congratulate Ron and Nikki for having a good time together. We're all having a good time together. And I think they both actually did very well. I really do. I think they both did very well. We don't even know what the outcome of second place is. And I see Carrie Lake. Congratulations, Carrie. Very good. I spotted her, I have to announce, because...
Yeah, this is the other one now. Everybody's saying, who do you think Trump's VP should be? Give me 1 second here. Who's Trump's VP should be? I mean, Carrie Lake. Vivek or Ben Carson, maybe. Larry Elder, maybe. Latina says, Rebel, did you know that there's a Pennsylvania town that's been on fire underground for many years? Yeah, it was a coal fire that got started back in the day, and that shit's been going for like 50 years. Centralia is the name of the town. They ended up shutting the whole town down. It's crazy as hell. It's still burning. Give me 1 second, guys. Check this poll out right quick. Dude, I'm gonna get to this damn thing. Oh, good Lord. Give me 1 second. I want to check this poll and see where we're at on this poll. Who's dropping out next? 62% for Nikki Haley. Vote on that poll if you hadn't already. Yeah, I'm thinking Ron DeSantis might drop out next, but the media is really fucking pushing Nikki Haley now. Like they were pushing Ron DeSantis before, but it's like they just washed their hands with him. Like, I'm done with this motherfucker. We ain't even doing it. All right, so we'll check back that on that later. All right, even Nikki Haley is not concerned about DeSantis anymore. Let's listen to what this creature's got to say.
You said this morning there have been 5 debates in the Republican primary so far, and the next one you do will either be against Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Just to put a finer point on it, you're not going to do a debate here in New Hampshire unless Donald Trump is on the stage.
I mean, that's who I'm running against. That's who I want. That's, at the end of the day, he's the front runner. He's the one that I'm 7 points away from. He's the one that we're fighting for. There is nobody else I need to debate. I have had 5 strong debates and have done plenty of them. He can't hide forever. At some point, he's got to get on a debate.
Have you told ABC put out a statement saying
he can't hide forever? You raggedy whore. I can't wait till Trump gets up there and waxes that ass. Look at that nose and that chin on that wicked witch right there. If that's a witch's profile, if I ever seen one. Oh shit. I gotta meme it now. Nikki Haley on the damn Wizard of Oz. Get on it, Dilly Meme Team. I'll race you. Oh, shit. It's going to be funny. Stupid Nikki Haley.
that they want you to tell them officially by 5 o'clock today? Have you already done that?
They are very aware that I've said, is Donald Trump going to be on that stage? They don't need to be asking me. They need to be asking him. If he's on that stage, I'm there.
Is that the right move?
Absolutely. Look, absolutely. This is a one-on.
Whose living room are they in right now, too? It's like some type of a... I couldn't even say a board meeting. Oh, it's a restaurant or something. They're all just sitting around a little cafe, I guess. Move all this shit out of the middle of the cafe here and have everybody aligned on the side and do a little interview there. Weird.
Donald Trump is chicken. He won't get on the stage. He's afraid to be called and ask questions. He doesn't want to engage with voters.
Donald Trump is chicken. Chris Sununu, he's a Republican. So you about to see all the rhinos come out now and in support of this hag right here.
Assuming that it will all turn out fine. Now, when he realizes it's not turning out fine, that's why the attacks come. They'll throw anything they can at Nikki. But with her background and experience, she's tough as nails. I'm sure if Donald Trump wanted to debate, Nikki would be there literally right now. And if he weren't so chicken, he'd get on the stage. Man up.
Man up. If he weren't so chicken to get on the stage. He ain't wasting his time with you people. You're not up to the caliber of Trump, so back it up. All right, here we go. Shout out to Memeology and John. I'm sorry, this is John Talks on this one here. Sorry.
Yesterday.
This is a state that is overrepresented by white Christians that are going to participate in these caucuses, especially tonight. Earlier today, reached out to Robbie Jones, from the Public Religion Research Institute, knowing that we were going to talk about Iowa. And this is a hyper-evangelical white state. And he said the following to me: Iowa is about 61% white Christian. The country as a whole is approximately 41% white Christian. And in Iowa, we're talking about evangelical white Christians.
Dude, look at this hairdo right here. Trying to think of who the hell she looks like in this. Remember that damn Tropic Thunder? What was the name? Simple Jack. This bitch looked like fucking Simple Jack, dude. Oh my god. You mama make me happy. What is this hooker's name? Joyless Reed. Joy Racist.
The following. Because I asked him, what do they get out of supporting Donald Trump? Because he keeps losing, he keeps delivering losses and losses and losses.
A few moments later.
Shout out to John Talks. Make sure y'all are subscribed to him over there on YouTube. He's got all the funny shit. Yeah, he's losing, man. He keeps losing and losing and losing. Mm-hmm. They're losing their fucking mind. That's what it is, dude. It's so funny to watch them melt down. Show Simple Jack. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Oh, dude. Simple Jack. Let me go find him right quick. Actually, I can probably find the short clip right quick. She looked just like that motherfucker. Might have to do that one too. Yeah, here he is right here.
Make me happy.
Look, that's Joy Reid's wig right there, bro. That's Joy Reid's wig right there. Let me go back up to her. Big old faux head.
Losses.
A few moments.
Gotta get it right here at the right spot. There it is right there. Now, you don't tell me that ain't motherfucking Simple Jack. I don't know what to tell you. That's the one right there. Joy Reid and Simple Jack. Jack Reid. Simple Jack Reid. Hilarious. Dave Chappelle wore a wig like that. Oh, shit. Latina says, I heard everyone saying, why did she steal Trump's wig? That's funny. Looks like a Dave Chappelle skit. Yes, she does. Look at that head. Ridiculous. Oh, racist Joy Reid. Let's see what Anna Navarro had to say about it. She was lit up. She was livid. They had her on CNN to talk that madness. Let's see if I can get it to play. Come on now.
Joining us with more analysis now, CNN senior political commentator Anna Navarro, CNN senior political commentator, former Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, CNN political commentator and former Biden White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield, and CNN
all the crybabies on this,
and former senior advisor to the President Obama, David Axelrod. And I just want to start by saying, look, I know there's a lot of talk behind the scenes about splits between the Obama and Biden folks, but Kate was helping Axe straighten his tie during the break, and I saw a unity moment.
There is
Bringing people together, much like Donald Trump last night in Iowa.
Nothing but love.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, watching you do that board and looking at the red state of Iowa, it looked like a MAGA hat. And that was sort of emblematic of where the Republican Party is. The cohort, if you look at all the cross...
The state of Iowa looked like a MAGA hat. Are these motherfuckers ate up with TDS or what? Boom. There goes Joy Reid. The Dave Chappelle skit where Joy Reid stole his identity. Perfect. Shout out to Boomhauer for that. Perfect. Turning Gun said, I found it. Dave Chappelle trading spouses. Ridiculous. So funny. Look just like that motherfucker too. Anyway, back on it.
The cohort that was most striking, that the president, former President Trump, has the most sway with are this group called Republicans, and that's pretty handy.
Deep in the crosstabs.
That's a handy thing to have when you're running for the party's nomination. Nikki Haley.
Duh. Let's get on with it, dum-dum.
And the reason she is looking forward to New Hampshire is she...
Here we go. See here. This they said he won 99%. All of this was red, and then they came out and said, yeah, there was one voter that took him over the line for Nikki Haley in this one area here, this one county.
It's better with independent voters, with some Democrats who want to influence the Republican primary, but you can't win the nomination that way. And so, improbable as it seems, a guy who's under 4 indictments. Well, you heard him say right there, you can't win the nation the way that they're trying to do it. She does better with independent voters, with some Democrats who want to influence the Republican primary, but you can't win the nomination that way. And so, improbable as it seems, a guy who's under 4 indictments, 91 counts, who presided over the insurrection that we saw on January 6th, seems well on his way to the nomination.
There you go, right there. He's well on his way to the nomination. And you just heard him say that Republicans that want to... Or he said, sorry, Democrats that want to kind of fudge the Republican situation right there. I don't know if y'all caught that. Let's go back.
Can't win the nomination that way. And that's pretty handy.
Deep in the crosstabs.
That's a handy thing to have when you're running for the party's nomination. Nikki Haley, and the reason she is looking forward to New Hampshire is she does better with independent voters, with some Democrats who want to influence the Republican primary.
Democrats that want to influence the Republican primary.
Can't win the nomination that way. And so, improbable as it seems, a guy who's under 4 indictments, 91 counts, who presided over the insurrection that we saw on January 6th.
Presided over the insurrection. Exactly, Boomhauer. Listen to what these motherfuckers say.
Seems well on his way to the nomination.
And
go ahead. Well, I was just saying, it is disheartening because as a Republican,
Then you got this damn crybaby right here.
Axe is right. I mean, it's Trump's party now.
Look at Anna.
But the thing that really stands out to me, it's like if I had a time machine. CNN had some numbers that showed of the people that believe.
If you had a time machine, get this thing back on screen here so I can see it. Doot. Oh, Ken Zinger, you fucking crybaby.
The election was legitimate, which it was, by the way. It was about a 30-30-30 split between DeSantis, Trump, and Haley. Of those that think it was stolen.
If it was, why do they have to reiterate it every time? It would just be.
Like Trump by a mile. I think Trump only actually got like 9% of the people that thought it was legitimate. So that makes me wonder if we could go back in time and actual leaders of the actual Republican Party could actually convince people that the election was legitimate, which it was, would that have made a difference in where we are today? And that is showing me what the importance of leadership is.
Right there. Do you think Biden legitimately won in 2020? 29 people, or they say Republicans here, I guess they voted, they polled it. 29% said yes, they think Biden was legitimate. 66% say no. Why would they think that? That seems strange.
Because when Donald Trump said it was stolen and every other second-tier influencer in the GOP says, yeah, it was stolen, you're now convincing the party that he's a victim. If they'd have actually taken a stand and said, no, it wasn't stolen, would it have been different?
Or dances
What's
around.
the point of, at this point, crying over spilled milk?
Here goes Anna now. Sonia, listen up.
We are where we are, right? Like if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. You know, it didn't happen. They didn't stand up. They didn't
I've always
lead.
said that.
Yeah. And it's actually a Spanish saying. Si mi abuela tuviera ruedas, sería bicicleta. But look, I think it's depressing. It's a grim day for people.
Is that a saying, Sonia? If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle?
Like you and me, and I think it should be a wake-up call for Republicans who don't want Trump, for center-leaning independents and right-leaning independents, and frankly for Democrats who have been fretting and wringing their hands and clutching their pearls for the last year. The last thing in between Donald Trump and the presidency, the name is Joe Biden. And so I think it's time for people to really wake up. And this depression, this fear, this anger, this outrage, this agastment that I feel today at watching the results, channel that into figuring out how.
If the people that believe in a democracy, they cry so much about their democracy all the time. The people spoke. They want Trump. What's the fucking problem? If it was all on Biden, they would say nothing about it. They would say the people spoke up and that's what they chose. But if the people spoke up and they want Trump, they can't fucking handle it.
Stop Donald Trump from ever being president again.
He wants rebuttal time.
Well, but I think we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is a weakness for Trump in the general election. I mean, yes, it is hard as people who care about democracy. It's hard to look at Donald Trump.
Here we go. People who care about democracy. Like I said, they voted. The people voted. They want Trump. What's the fucking problem?
Romping through Iowa last night and feel okay that he's back on the national scene and he's presumably going to be the Republican nominee. But for the slice of voters who are ultimately going to decide this election, we've seen time and again they actually reject his politics of retribution. They reject the idea that the 2020 election.
Rhinos is who she's talking about. She's saying Republicans reject Trump's whole policies. If that's the fact, then he wouldn't have won last night, bitch.
The big lie. There's a huge audience for this within the Republican primary electorate. That's obviously upsetting. But, for people who are listening and hopefully are not totally abandoning hope, this is not, the Republicans are now putting forward their most damaged potential
Mind you, though,
nominee.
last night he left the politics of retribution behind. He came out and he sounded like Barney the dinosaur, right? He loved everyone. He wasn't calling him Ron DeSanctimonious. He wasn't calling Nikki Haley bird brain. He was all of a sudden giving them compliments. It was an interesting.
But how many moments?
Yeah, he did kind of flip a little bit. When he came out there, he was saying everybody needs to come together, Democrats and Republicans. He was trying to be a little more welcoming to everybody, which that's what they always cry about. They said he don't never include nobody else. He's not a lovable guy. He's trying to show a little soft side, and then they crying about it.
How long is it going to last? One. And two, how many times have we seen that, right? I mean, we could go back through clips of the last 4 years, the last 8 years, and pick out moments.
There was a strategic purpose for it.
Right.
He just wanted to.
Yeah, let's not go back through clips of Joe Biden. Every fucking day we got clips of him, ladies. So you want to throw out clips? We got clips.
This is over. Everybody get on board.
Right. Exactly.
Almost
like him waiting for your wholesale
speech.
Yes. Yeah.
When J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, I was doing the.
There you go. He talking about Pritzker now. And Sonia, we did the research on Pritzker and their whole fucking family. Rich. Beyond rich. Yeah, Iceman, they are losing their shit. It was classic, dude. I love watching all these clips of them lose their mind, trying to do all these mental gymnastics on what they think might happen. Hillary Clinton even made a post saying they're not sure who their nominee is yet, but whoever it's going to be, Joe Biden's ready. I'm like, bitch, are you stuck on stupid? Everybody knows what the nominee is going to be. They want Trump. We want Trump. That's it. Shut the fuck up.
CNN thing yesterday, and there was some comment where he said, it doesn't matter if, Trump or Haley or whatever, they're all MAGA. Like, that is a way that you are going to, as Democrats, push aside the people that you need to vote for Joe Biden, is when people like J.B. Pritzker says, oh, they're all just MAGA. That, to me, is not how you put together a winning
country. It's a good thing that we have J.B. Pritzker joining us in about an hour.
That's incredible. You're way ahead of the game.
Tend to be on this program.
Look, the thing that I would look at if I were the Biden
Yeah, here he goes. He's going to try to wrap it up a little bit on him.
campaign is that third of people who say, no, the election was legitimate. No, yes, I think that President Trump would be unfit if he were convicted of a crime. It seems to me among that group there are people who would who might consider voting for Biden, but
No.
I don't consider myself a pearl clutcher. I consider myself a realist.
Well, good,
And
because I don't think
understand-
pearls would look very good on you, particularly not with that outfit.
Boom. Is that homophobic right there? Is that transphobic? Is that gay phobic? Is that pearl phobic? Is that cross-dress phobic? She's saying he wouldn't look good with pearls on. You wrong, Anna.
Well, I certainly wouldn't wear them here, but he needs the president and his campaign need to get into
If Republicans said that, they'd make a whole news segment just on those comments.
here, and they need a message. And they need a message that takes in not just democracy, but the day-to-day concerns that people have. And they need to prosecute it every single day through every single surrogate. That's what winning campaigns do. So the people who have to sort of get in gear are not those who have concerns about what might happen in November, but the campaign itself. And there are signs that that's beginning to.
No, nobody's on this bitch Republican except for supposedly Adam Kinzinger is supposed to be. That motherfucker's a Democrat if there ever was one. I'm sorry. He's a rhino.
It has to happen faster because the threat is clear. And if there's
Everybody
one
up
thing
here hates Trump.
that the Biden campaign should be happy about is it's very clear now what the race is. There's no ambiguity. It's going to be Biden versus Trump.
Well, there you go right there. So why the fuck is Nikki Haley getting involved? She's only there to try to take some support away from Trump. He's going to demolish that ass if they do have a debate. She said she won't debate unless Donald Trump's on the stage. She's already debated with Ron DeSantis, and she don't want to do it unless Trump's going to be up there with him.
So begin to draw those parallels, not just on democracy, but on issues that are important day to day in people's lives.
Well, and if you look at the measures of enthusiasm that are available to us right now, look at what the Biden campaign raised in Q4. They raised a significant amount of money. They raised a lot of money from smaller donors. There are...
Nobody gives a fuck about how much money you raise, you bunch of bought and sold pussies.
Going to survive. I absolutely agree the message has to be broader than that, but and that is motivating for people.
I'm not suggesting he doesn't have talking points in his record that will support a message, but just let's all...
This right here, his last comments is going to seal it up with a nice little bow on top, like Anthony would say.
Aware, and Trump proved it again yesterday, he is not a normal candidate, and he is a pretty formidable candidate, and now he's on the ballot.
Boom, bitch. He's a formidable candidate, and he's on the ballot. He's going to fucking win. They're going to keep trying to knock him out here and there and everywhere, get him back in court, try to make sure all this shit goes down before Election Day, on Election Day, election interference, allegedly. Let me get this mother back on the screen here. So after he left, like I said before, after he left Iowa, he went straight to fucking court in New York City, did their little appearance there. They ruled in favor of the psycho last time for some defamation, allegedly. And this trial now is going to be how much money he owes this bitch. So they're going to take a huge chunk out of his ass on this one. Let's watch.
Less than 24 hours after his landslide victory in the Iowa caucuses, GOP frontrunner Donald Trump was back in a courtroom in Manhattan, this time for a second defamation trial involving columnist E. Jean Carroll. The jury essentially deciding how much the former president must pay in damages. News 4's Rana Novini live in Lower Manhattan to walk us through what happened in court today. Rana.
Well, David, Donald Trump already left the courtroom. He's headed to New Hampshire for a campaign event this evening. But earlier today, a jury was selected, and now opening arguments are underway.
Thank you. Thank you,
Arriving to a show of support outside Manhattan federal court, E. Jean Carroll faces Donald Trump.
Listen to what they say about this jury selection, too.
In person, presume.
What up, SC Wolverines in the house?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Ha ha, welcome to the party, sir.
For the first time in 25 years. Trump, fresh off of a win in the Iowa caucuses, making his way to Manhattan to attend a trial that will determine how much he'll have to pay for defamation. The judge already found Trump liable for defaming Carroll in comments he made as president in 2019, mocking Carroll's sexual assault claim against him. The jury now will decide how much he owes her for those claims, and for some he made after a different jury found him liable last year for sexually abusing Carroll in a department store in the 1990s. Carroll and her attorneys seeking at least $10 million in damages. In court today.
I hope he can appeal on this dumb shit. How are they going to make him pay $10 million to a hussy that... What's her proof that even happened? Did they prove anything? I never saw any proof of the shit. No videotape evidence, no witness accounts. She's an absolute psycho, in my opinion, allegedly.
Carroll standing with her back to Trump. Trump turning at times to see prospective jurors as they answered questions from the judge. Like, does anybody follow Donald Trump or E. Jean Carroll on social media? Does anyone think the 2020 election was stolen? And does anyone think Mr. Trump is being treated unfairly by the court system? 2 jurors answered yes to those last 2 questions and ultimately weren't selected to serve on the 9-person jury.
Right there, see that? So they're going through doing their deliberation. They don't want anybody that has any bias, allegedly. But you think those Democrats are going to answer those questions? Honestly, hell no.
Proceeding, Trump blasted the case on his social media platform, calling it a witch hunt and a giant election interference scam. So we expect opening statements to wrap up later on this afternoon. The trial itself expected to last 3 to 5 days. Trump has said that he does plan to testify during this trial. He has also maintained that he does not know and he has never met E. Jean Carroll. And again, the trial expected to last 3 to 5 days. Reporting live in Lower Manhattan, Rena Novini, News 4 New York.
Well, there's been photos of them together as in like a group setting before, and she's got a big old smile on her face. Back in the day, back in the day. Yeah, Latina says, I'm gonna assume she was begging Trump to touch her. Or she said that he was all touchy-feely in the changing area and all this and that. At a really high-end store, we went over all this before when all that was going on with the trial and all that. But in my opinion, in a very high-end store like that, you've got security everywhere. You got people helping you and handling you along the way. And people like Trump, there would have been people all around that motherfucker. He wouldn't have been able to shop by himself without people around. Fuck out of here. They think people are stupid, man.
As of this moment, we are going to suspend this presidential campaign.
I hate goodbyes.
And this is going to have to be, there is no path for me to be the next president absent things that we don't want to see happen in this country. And I think that I am very worried for our country.
We live up by another day. We live up by another day.
As I've said since the beginning, there are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulated him on his victory. And now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Don't you forget about me.
Oh shit, dude. John Talks is one of the funniest channels on YouTube. Y'all need to be subscribed to that shit if you're not. So damn funny. Let's go watch your current VP drop some knowledge on the people. Speaking to the young folks, Kamala Harris to the South Carolina women's basketball team. When people are out there saying, ooh, or they're saying, yay, or if they say all of the things that they say in response to the game, you're lifting them up.
When the people are in these stands watching you, be they parents or students or kids, you're lifting them up. When people are out here saying, oh, or they're saying yay, or they're saying all of the things that they say in response to the game, you're lifting them up with a sense of joy about being a part of a community. And we need that. When the people are in these stands watching you.
Kamala Harris is one of the worst politicians in the history of the world. You can quote me on that.
And I appreciate the World Economic Forum providing me the opportunity to be on this stage and say, fuck you, Klaus Schwab, and fuck your New World Order. We, the people, were born free. We will stay free. And you and all of your globalist friends, including everyone in this room, can go fuck yourself.
Dude,
and I appreciate the World Economic...
That's Damon Imani over there on Twitter. You guys check him out. He's got that cool shit too. All the fun stuff. Let's keep this thing rolling here. Dude, that one dog didn't know what to do. He's like, man, I'm the quiet one over here, not doing a damn thing, bothering nobody. What's all this noise about?
I am black. I am gay. I am disabled. I am a woman seeking to control her health and her choices. I am black. I am gay. I am disabled. I am a woman seeking to control her health and her choices. I am black.
Dude, they memeing the hell out of these pilots. Let's see here where we're going next. Yeah, Ron DeSantis. He ran his campaign into the ground all the way to the very end, kicking and screaming like he thought he had some kind of a chance.
Is Iowa do or die for you, Governor?
We're going to win Iowa.
They can throw fake polls at us, and we are going to fight.
Are ahead of you in the polls. Why is that?
Well, I don't know that he's really that head in Iowa.
PSYOP polls are not going to pick our nominee. Nope.
So I am in the Ron DeSantis camp.
I know on Monday, Ron DeSantis is going to win the Iowa caucus.
Raise your hand vigorously if you believe polls.
Dude, that's Chip Roy right there. If y'all don't know, Chip Roy was pumping DeSantis up out there. So that's another rhino for you.
Okay.
DeSantis is going to win the nomination.
Says you're in trouble in Iowa. They mean he's in trouble in Iowa.
Is Iowa do or die for?
Yeah, his whole campaign was retarded as hell. They kicked out people out of the rallies and shit. Some of the journalists out there, the independent people that just do podcasts and shit, not negative toward DeSantis anyway, never made any negative videos toward DeSantis. And they fucking kicked him out of there. And one guy was just wearing a Dilly Meme Team hat in a wheelchair, and they kicked his ass out too. We'll get into all that later. All right, let's go. Fox News is reporting health officials warn travelers at Dulles, Reagan, and Reagan airports that they may have been exposed to highly contagious measles. I wonder where that's coming from.
Health officials in Virginia are warning travelers at Dulles and Reagan airports that they may have been exposed to highly contagious measles. The Virginia Department of Health says the warning is linked to an international traveler who was at the international arrivals at Dulles Airport between 4 and 8 o'clock on Wednesday, January the 3rd, then at Terminal A at Reagan Airport the following day between 2:30 and 6:30 in the afternoon. They added the virus can stay in the air as long as 2 hours after the presence of an infected person, and for those who step foot in the airports to watch for symptoms until January the 25th.
For some motherfuckers pushing some VAXs on people, they sure the fuck must not be worried about measles coming back. Here's some more memes about Ron. He just wants to win a game, hell.
Playoffs, don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Playoffs, don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
They fucking memeing the hell out of Ron DeSantis, man. His shit was destroyed before it even got started.
Well, the Iowa.
Excuse me. Let's see if I can get this one from Mark Dice here.
caucus was last night, the first round of voting in the Republican presidential primary. And I'll give you one guess who won. Here's a hint. They refused to air his victory speech on CNN.
Donald Trump declaring victory with a historically strong showing in the Iowa caucuses. If these numbers hold, the biggest victory for a non-incumbent president in the modern era for this contest. A relatively subdued speech as these things go so far, although here he is right now under...
Such a historic victory, in fact, that he won every single county in the entire state, all 99 of them, beating Ron DeSantis by about 30 points, who came in second place, which is great because...
See, and here's Nikki Haley's busted ass down here in third, and she's talking about... Iowa made this into a two-person race. Well, it ain't you. You ain't one of them.
That means neocon Nikki Haley came in third. So her campaign is losing steam, followed by Vivek, who came in fourth place. Although if you're looking at the New York Times website to try to get results, they pretended that Vivek wasn't even in the race. So Vivek, who ran a fantastic campaign and was basically operating as a Donald Trump surrogate until this past weekend when he threw a little bit of shade at Donald Trump for the first time. He dropped out of the race yesterday and then did the right thing, endorsed Donald Trump.
As I've said since the beginning, there are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulate him on his victory, and now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency, and I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
Neocon Nikki, who came in third place, I may remind you, gave what sounded like a victory speech.
I can safely say, tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
Excuse me, but you came in third place, ma'am. And she might have actually come in fourth place if it wasn't for a bunch of Democrats who switched their party affiliation and then went and caucused as Republicans to support her.
Major, it's been a very interesting night. They just finished voting. This was a room in favor of Nikki Haley, overwhelmingly so. Ron DeSantis second, Donald Trump a distant third. The most interesting development of the evening, and Anthony Salvanto will find this to be very interesting indeed. They had 50 forms for people who wanted to register tonight or switch their party registration. They ran out of those forms. Members of the caucus team here had to run out to multiple people's homes to get printer paper and get their printers fired up. They printed another 25 or so sheets of paper. They estimate about 75 people were new registrations or switched their registration from Democrat to Republican in order to...
Is that even legal to do that shit? Straight up admitting this shit on camera. I don't know if that's illegal, man.
In this caucus tonight, and I think that's a big reason why Nikki Haley was lifted up. You're getting a little noise here as they clean up. Was so impressive in this particular outing.
We get the point, sir. Democrats are manipulating the process in order to try to beat Donald Trump. Over on MSNBC, Joy Reid, whose hair looks an awful lot like Donald Trump's, talking about cultural appropriation, has a theory about why she didn't beat him.
But, you know, I feel like the important sort of data point, and you know, Steve talks about it a lot, he's going to probably talk about it a little more tonight, is that these are white Christians. That this is a state that is overrepresented by white Christians that are going to participate in these caucuses, especially tonight.
They're overrepresented. There are too many white people and too many Christians in Iowa. Sounds like...
Before we go too far on this point, going back to what the reporter was saying in there, from what I heard, this could be total bullshit, but you see him right there saying that they had to print new things for people to change their affiliation, whatever. Well, they also wanted to do mail-in voting there too. So a lot of people wanted to do that instead of voting in person. So those people, their votes won't be counted until March sometime within there. So get ready for all these figures to be something totally different, allegedly.
They need some of those migrants that have been crossing the border.
It's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady. that's got to try to win in a party that is deeply
Brown
anti-immigrant.
lady.
She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump. And I don't care how much the Democrats likes her, which will ramp up a lot, the better she does in New Hampshire. So it's still a challenge. I don't see how she becomes the nominee of that party with Donald Trump.
She's getting birthered by Donald Trump. What she's talking about there is what I told y'all last time when Laura Loomer said she's a fucking anchor baby. She should not even qualify to run for a president based on her birth, her family lineage, and on this or that or whatever.
Around, I can't picture it happening. Maybe it could happen. Ron DeSantis' only argument for staying in it is he's the white guy, that he can still make the appeal to white immigrants.
While we have...
Sorry, but Nikki Haley looks white compared to Vivek. And
totally.
Most MAGA Republicans love Vivek. He crushed it at every debate. He was the only reason to tune in since Donald Trump wasn't there. Like I said, he's been basically operating as a Trump surrogate on the campaign trail, doing a lot of podcasts, small and mid-sized podcasts, not afraid to go on anybody's show.
Like every day he was out there doing shit. I saw him on Twitter every single day. He was doing some type of a town hall or some type of a meeting or some type of an interview. He was really working it out there. So take that how you want to take it, I guess. I mean, we're just stating facts here. Whatever his motivation is, who the fuck knows?
Can't say that the Republican Party is racist against brown people because Vivek is awesome. And since Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee, shy of some unforeseen circumstance that you can't put past certain people possibly attempting.
This was one of the funniest pieces right here when, damn it, what's her stupid name? Rachel Madcow was losing her shit. All these fools up here were losing their fucking mind about Trump winning. Jen Psaki's on the panel too, in case you're wondering.
Crushing Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis' attempts to challenge him. Now the liberal media and the Marxist Democrats are getting worried.
And I don't mean to be, again, too dark, as you said, on this, but it is not, if we are worried about the rise of authoritarianism in this country, we are worried.
Definitely we are, which is why we need to defeat the Marxist Democrats as soon as possible.
About potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about
communism, which is pretty much almost here. Yes, we are worried about that.
About our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government. The leader who is trying to do that is part of that equation. But people wanting that is a much bigger part of that equation.
So she just said it right there. People wanting that. So people want Trump. They voted. They talk about, again, defending the democracy where everybody has their vote, has their say. Everybody voted for Trump. Fucking deal with it.
Now we're all part of the problem. Now they're going to start calling us fascists instead of deplorables. This is the headline on FoxNews.com. Trump stuns pundits by defying political gravity after Iowa win. He's the nominee. Get over it.
Exactly.
But this is not going to be smooth sailing. In fact, the waters are going to start to get very rough very soon because the Democrats and the Republican establishment thought that they were going to be able to stop him by now with all the indictments, all of the lawsuits. But he's only gaining momentum. And be sure to order my new book, The War on Conservatives, in paperback from Amazon.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.
Yeah, make sure y'all get Mark's book too, The War on Conservatives. Available on all these platforms that you see right there. Shout out to Mark Dice. So that's let's go back here. Got a lot of stuff to get to, so we're trying to stay on point here. They're memeing the hell out of Nikki Haley, though. Check this shit out. I got first place. She's talking like she won. She's very confident with the talking, and they've probably told her, like, look, go out there and repeat the script. Do what we say, and you'll be fine, man. Just do what we say. You'll be fine. Yeah, here go. Let's watch 2 minutes of Casey DeSantis talking about how she dragged the kids all across Iowa and told stories how they ruined things. And then she's straight up cutting off your man's nutsack over here, like emasculating the hell out of Ron DeSantis.
Like, we try, not to do any damage to Florida's irreplaceable history.
Shut up, bitch!
What the hell, dude? I couldn't imagine being married to that, just going on and on and on. And she's complaining the whole time about things that would totally be resolved if she stayed her ass at home and was a mother, and he stayed his ass at home and was a governor. None of that shit would be happening right now. Out there complaining to these people. They don't want to hear all that shit. Here's that one from Mad Cow where she, live on the air, they hate Trump so much that they don't even want to let his speech go out straight. They're saying that he is lying to people, and they don't want to put lies out there, which they do that shit all the time.
I just have to do a little bit of business just for a second. At this point in the evening, the projected winner of the Iowa caucuses has just started giving his victory speech. We will keep an eye on that as it happens. We will let you know if there's any news made in that speech, if there's anything noteworthy, something substantive and important. The reason I'm saying this is, of course...
Here you go right here. Trump is 51%. DeSantis is 21%. Haley is 19%. She is third place. How is this bitch trying to say that they turned this into a two-person situation? They sure the fuck did, and you ain't even in it, lady, so calm down.
There's a reason that we and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision...
You hear the little snicker from the person in the background. It's not out of spite. No, it would never be out of spite. What do you mean? Fuck out of here.
It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly revisit. And honestly, earnestly, it is not an easy decision, but there is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. That is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are. And so his remarks tonight will not air here live. We will monitor them and let you know about any news that he makes. Stephanie.
Pussies, straight up.
I was just saying, I believe...
Pussies. In other words, y'all some scared ass bitches. Yeah, so here was the map. Nikki Haley had 1271. Donald Trump had 1270 in this one county here in Johnson County. Ramaswamy only had 256. Whoever the hell Ryan Binkley is got 13. Asa Hutchinson got 8. Chris Christie got 3. So 3 idiots in this county thought he was somebody worth a damn. And other was 2. Who's other? So allegedly he won all these except for that one, so dusted him. Dude, Mad Cow is one of the most unhinged people out there. She's got TDS real bad. Yeah, and here she says. Nikki Haley says we've defied expectations in Iowa, and now it's now a two-person race. New Hampshire, we're coming for you next. You gonna go there and fail too? Then I responded back to her. I said, third is the new second, I guess. You raggedy bitch. Then people are memeing her ass here, dim light. Basically, she's just a Democrat in Republicans' clothing. Another fucking rhino. And then here's her campaign largest donor right here. This guy named Reid Hoffman. Listen up, Sonia.
Republicans or conservatives, but from committed Democratic partisans. Anti-civilization activist Reid Hoffman, for example, is a major Haley supporter. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. He's a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. He was a visitor to Pedo Island, in fact. He's also the guy who funded E. Jean Carroll's sexual assault case against Donald Trump. Reid Hoffman is a Democratic mega donor. In 2020, he gave $1 million to David Brock's American Bridge PAC. That's a group designed to physically harass Republican candidates. Hoffman's money has also helped to prop up the authoritarian governor of California, Gavin Newsom, as well as many others on approximately the same team. So you know exactly who he is. What's interesting is this cycle, Reid Hoffman is all in on Nikki Haley. Republicans are conservatives, but from committed Democratic partisans.
Yeah, so this guy's the owner of LinkedIn. He's a huge donor to her shit. So she's not in the best company either. Yeah, here goes Hillary Clinton's retarded ass. She says, after Iowa, we're one step closer to knowing who the Republicans will nominate for president. I mean, if you didn't get it by the massive win, I don't know what else it's going to take.
But no matter who they choose, we're in a fight for reproductive freedom and democracy that we can't afford to lose. Joe Biden and join Team Biden and Harris today.
I replied back to her, stuck on stupid, fucking retarded, dumb. If the landslide victory didn't tell you, nothing will. Sonia says, does TCN stand for Tucker Carlson Network? Yes, it does. He's changed it to that now. Latina says, why would the Democrats suddenly want to vote for a Republican? Because they don't want Trump in there. Anything they already said it's going to be. Nancy Pelosi the other day said it's going to be impossible for Trump to win. They're going to really try pulling out everything. This one goes out to all my air travelers out there.
Welcome aboard, folks. We are very proud to share that your pilot is the most diverse pilot on record. She is a 3'2" transgender pansexual Native American man who identifies as a 6'tall Korean woman. Any volunteers to help reach the controls are welcome. You will want to buckle up as her epilepsy is often triggered by the flashing lights in the cockpit. Remember to keep a whisper volume level, as she may have to consult instructional videos as a refresher during the flight. Now, can we get a big cheer for diversity? Welcome aboard, folks. We are very proud to share.
Dude, that shit's happening right now. What do you mean? Coming soon. Shout out to APOCTOZ over there on Twitter. Got that funny shit. Check this shit out too. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn is calling for the release of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged client list, saying that the American people have the right to know who flew on his plane, who witnessed these crimes, and who potentially participated in this international sex trafficking ring. Marsha Blackburn's about to light a fire under that ass. Unspecified in the house. What's up, brother? Shout out to Wall Street Apes for this one. It says New York is voting Trump. Donald Trump rally held in the South Bronx.
Keep saying it, and I don't care what people say. They can get mad at me. If Trump was in office, this would have never went down. Trump 2024. They just had a Trump rally in the South Bronx.
South Bronx, yeah, you
The
told me that.
South Bronx.
And that's all Latins and blacks there.
Latins and blacks got tired of the Democrats scheming us and lying to us. And the Republicans said, we told you so. We told you so. Keep saying it.
Told you so. That's why they're trying to move all these other people in, because they hear Trump going to talk about mass deportation. They're like, oh, holy moly, holy Toledo. Here's some more knowledge for your VP over here. Madam VP, give it to us.
I see our college students up there. And let me just tell you, I love Gen Z. I don't know if some people, I love Gen Z.
I love Gen Z.
So, okay, for the older adults, this is going to be a humbling thing I'm about to share with you. If someone is 18 years old today, they were born in 2005.
Dude, does she smoke crack before she goes up here?
Think about that for a minute. Thing I'm about to share with you. If someone is 18 years old today, they were born in 2005. Oh yeah, check that out. Think about that for a minute.
Even the crowd was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And it's not like she's quoting Einstein or nothing. You know what I mean? She says some of the most mundane shit. It makes Joe Biden go, what the fuck? What the fuck did she just say? What in the hell? Shout out to Simon Atiba. It says, breaking in Washington, the White House called a lid shortly after 10 a.m., meaning that President Joe Biden has nothing else to do today, and reporters said that he can go home. Fuck it. Ain't nothing important happening out here. Take a day off. Fuck it. And if Trump took a day off when all this shit was going on, which there were no wars under Trump, just so people understand that, they wouldn't let that motherfucker take a day off. Shout out to DC Flake over there on Twitter. This is how you grab a pussy. Look at Nancy back here giving her little golf clap. Fantastic. He's got some of the best memes out there, man. DC Flake. Check him out. Check him out. That's what I'm talking about. They're starting to do some Garbage Pail Kids memes out there too. Boomhauer, check it out. Somebody did this one. Neocon Nikki. Got that war on the brain. Awesome. I love those memes. It's fun shit, man. Let's watch some more Ron DeSantis memes. Shout out to the Daily Meme team over there doing their shit. Doing it up. Check out your boy Biden over here while he was serving food at the Philly Food Bank for Martin Luther King Day. He tries to stalk an 11-year-old girl by luring her with a bag of apples. Watch this shit. Listen to the song too. It's Mighty Mighty Good Man from En Vogue. But he's barely keeping it together, dude. Trump would be out there engaged. He's like floating out in the ether all by himself. It's sad to watch, really, when he's out there by himself and shit. Ain't nobody around. Trump will be fucking surrounded by people. Remember that time he was throwing in paper towels? He was throwing in fucking paper towels at people. That shit was funny. They wore his ass out about that, too. Here he is with his grandkids on the airplane, giving a thumbs up to Grandpa, pulling out the big win in Iowa. Way to go, Grandpa. Getting it done. Let me see here. What else we got? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's a video of Nikki Haley straight out contradicting herself several times over.
I would not run if President Trump ran. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president. I will not now, not ever, support raising the gas tax. Let's increase the gas tax by 10 cents over the next 3 years.
Every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat.
I never said government should go and require anyone's name.
So I think China's been a really great friend of ours. Yes, I view China as an enemy.
That was not what I intended to say. I do not think we need to pull money from the UN.
The UN, the only thing is we would defund the UN as much as possible.
I would not run if President Trump ran.
Dude, these short videos, that's 40 seconds of video right there of that bitch flip-flopping on several issues. That's why I had to meme the bitch. I'm so sorry. Let me go to it. Hang on one second. Yeah, I mean, that's why I had to meme her, because she's a flip-flopper on several issues. And that's one thing I can't stand about politicians, man. Flip-flopping back and forth on some weird shit, so I had to make her those damn shoes. I'm so sorry. She's a flip-flopper like none other. Get you some on rebelwithoutareason.com. Use that promo code REBEL to get you 10% off. Yeah, oh, don't even talk about that, Sonya. Verify every social media user. Can we do this for voters? No. That's racial, don't you understand that? They don't have IDs. They can't get IDs. Yeah, customized a meme, a wearable meme. If you want to, I don't know if that's, oh, besides t-shirts, I guess, you know, you got wearable memes now. You can put them on your feet. Give me 1 second here. Get us back on track. Okay, here's another clip of Nikki Haley here.
Governor DeSantis is hitting you for claiming the retirement age is, quote, way, way too low.
I have never once said that. But what we do know is 65 is way too low, and we need to increase that. We need to do it according to life expectancy.
I never once said Hillary Clinton was an inspiration.
I often say that the reason I got into politics was because of Hillary Clinton.
I never said government should go and require anyone's name.
A huge issue that I'll deal with as soon as I get there is social media. They need to verify every single person on their outlet, and I want it by name.
What I have always said is boys go into a boys' bathroom, girls go into a girls' bathroom. But hold on 1 second.
When I was governor, they wanted to bring in a bathroom bill, a transgender bathroom bill, and I strong-armed and said, we are not going to have that in South Carolina.
She said the law shouldn't get involved in that. And I just ask you, if you're somebody that's going to be the president of the United States and you can't stand up against child abuse, how are you going to be able to stand up for anything? That is the truth. We have it on video.
We have it on video. Yeah, I told you, video is forever. So there's going to be so many clips of this shit when if she does have a debate with Donald Trump, I wish they would let them use props. I wish they would let them use video, because they could just turn to the screen and go, watch this shit right here, and let this bitch just run her mouth and go, explain that. Explain yourself. Turning Gun says, how about a Biden wallet that has no space for dollar bills? Dude, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, she loved Hillary Clinton. She inspired her. She wrote it in her book that she was inspired to get into politics by Hillary Clinton. And then she did the audio dub for the damn thing. So it's written in words with her fucking name on it, and it's her actual words coming out of her mouth, audio book form, and she's on tape talking about it. Tell me more how Nikki Haley is the voice of the Republican Party. I don't get it. Of the rhinos, for sure. I'd agree with that. Let's watch Kamala Harris. She's the same type of politician where she just repeats herself. Joe Biden does these same types of things too.
You know, what can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What 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 can be unburdened by what has been. Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be
the hand motions
by
too.
What has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What
High
can
up
be
and then down low.
unburdened by what has been. What can be
High up.
unburdened by what has been.
Down low.
Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be. What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has 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 been. What can be, what should be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. See what can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Unburdened by what has been and knowing what can be. Have a sense of vision about what can be unburdened by what has been. To see what can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can.
Is she talking about forget about slavery? We just need to move forward? I don't know.
Unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be unburdened by where we have been. What was possible unburdened by what has been. What can be 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 unburdened by what has been. That can be.
Is she talking about laws that used to be a thing and then now they're not laws anymore?
Unburdened by what has been. There are those who are unable to see what can be, but there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Holy shit, dude. Shout out to RNC Research over there. I play that clip just to be able to play this clip where she did this shit on what was it, yesterday? Yeah, she did this shit yesterday.
Today, we celebrate the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a visionary who saw what could be unburdened by what had been. Today,
you fucking bitch.
We celebrate.
Wow, dude, I'm sorry I had to torch y'all for 5 minutes straight with that shit, but when does it end, dude? That's another clip to add on to the rest of those other 4 minutes clips of her saying the same exact shit over and over and over again. For real. Unspecified says she's ushering in something new, verbally letting go of what we used to have. Yeah, that sounds about right too. A metaphor. Boom Harris said, I think my brain leaked out my fucking ears. Dude, I know it's you feel dumb the more that you listen to the shit. You're just like, what the fuck? What am I even listening to over here? Let's go to Lahaina and see progress being made there.
Where the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will begin cleaning up debris from burned homes starting this Tuesday. The first home will be in Wahikuli. The announcement was made during a right of entry meeting at Lahaina Luna over the weekend. Nikki Schenfeld reports.
It's a day many Lahaina residents have been waiting for. The debris to be removed off their property so they can look at rebuilding.
Specifically, debris removal is scheduled to start the 16th. So
debris removal.
First, residents have to complete a right of entry so the property can be cleared by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. According to Maui Recover's website, 1,500 applications have been received and about 700 have already been approved.
We're trying to get to that.
So you got to fill out an application to be able to get back into your property to even start to do demolition. Their car is still sitting here on this bitch. How many months has it been since that fire?
100 number. You know, there's going to be a while that the Army Corps is going to be working.
Without an ROE, you'll have to hire a private contractor who will have to go through the same cleanup process. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers say they have been given priority zones by the county.
To protect human health, so in those properties that are immediately adjacent to the burn zone where people might still be living and or where water is being returned with sewer, those are priority zones. So we'll be doing those first as those rights of entry come in.
Then an archaeological assessment is done, especially if a structure on a lot was built on or before 1978.
After the archaeological assessment, we will come and actually we'll give you a call at least 3 days in advance to schedule the work on your property.
They'll recycle metal and concrete and then wet the ash and debris, which will be put up in a plastic-lined truck, wrapped and brought to Oluwalu.
After that debris is removed, we'll remove 6 inches of soil from around the foundation, and then we'll pull the foundation.
Then they'll sample the soil so residents can get a permit to rebuild.
You need to meet the residential standard criteria that's set by the department.
Holy shit, dude. That means lots of red tape. They're going to have to pull back the soil, dig back the soil so they can pull the foundation out, which is just bricko blocks, you know what I mean, in a big square. And once they do that, then they'll take a soil sample. And once that gets past its test, then you can move forward with your rebuild. Wow. Just for a fire?
Health, and that's what we're doing. We're cleaning up this catastrophic event so that you can build again, you can go home.
If the soil meets health department standards, they will fill the lot with cinder or crushed gravel. Dawson was hired by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for Phase 1 and assessed over 1,400 properties in Lahaina and 6,200 trees and sampled for toxins.
Whatever asbestos was in there that we could clearly take out, we had a chance to take out. And that's just to improve the respiratory safety of the Phase 2 folks, as well as the community there.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says the Lahaina cleanup will take about 1.5 years to complete. Nikki Schoenfeld, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
That's crazy to me. It's taking that long. Just to get stuff going over there, it's crazy to me. Let's get back on our Kamala trip right quick. We got more stuff about that Lahaina shit too. Once we get to it, we'll probably do all that on Rumble.
What's right, and I got to get out there. And I mean, when were you out there protesting?
Well, I was in a stroller. And so I was out there. And in fact, my mother used to have a very funny story about I was fussing and she said, Kamala, what do you want? And I said, and this is how she would say it. And she said, Kamala, what do you want? And I said, freedom.
No. Oh, come on. Freedom.
It was a much cuter story when she would tell it, but that's the story. There are a lot of
That's some old horse mess right there. Y'all believe that story? I don't believe that shit. Depends on where we'll look with my glasses. Shit's blurry. Yeah, I don't trust that whole Lahaina thing. And like Turning Gun said, I wouldn't sign any of that government paperwork on that shit. Very shady. Yeah, peace out, Unspecified. Thanks for coming, brother. If they don't own it, they're totally controlling it. Dude, for sure. And you can't go in and out of there just with your own contractors. If you got a good lawyer, I guess you could fight some of that shit, but dude, they're talking about taking over total government control of that shit. You can't go in or out of there for nothing, so what do you do? Yeah, freedom for sure. Fucking Kamala Harris. Dude, she never yeah, peace out, brother. See you, Unspecified. We'll holler at you later. Yeah, Krabby, ask the East Palestine residents. Exactly. They'll tell you pretty quick. There ain't nobody coming to help you. They'll forget about your ass. And I think the only reason why people haven't forgot about it is because it's Hawaii. You know what I mean? It's paradise. It's supposed to be a tourist destination. And a lot of those businesses have been destroyed. Those people's houses have been destroyed. Their livelihoods have been destroyed. I know for sure. We talked about it before. Real estate people are going to come in and buy all that fucking land up, and they're going to make big hotels over there. All kinds of crazy shit. Let's keep this thing going. We need a palate cleanser in this beast. Kids' laughs are so funny, and dogs, man, they give joy for forever. You know what I mean? Joy on top of joy. So much fun. Boomhauer says, did Biden ever go there yet? Nope, not that I know of. And the border czar hasn't been to the border either. It's crazy to me. We're going to do one more over here right quick. I definitely appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to my rebels. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this long. Thank you so much. We're going to jump over to the Rumble channel right now. I'll show you some of the stuff that is not appropriate on this side of the world. So join us over there. Hit that link in the description box. It should be pinned at the top of the chat. Let me see what that, what our poll results were. I want to see that right quick while I'm doing that. I want to give that shout out to the moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Witch's Cane Sword, Latina and Callie, and the beautiful Miss Sonia Scrapbook, the best damn co-host on the internets. Where's our poll? 62% Nikki Haley. Yeah, she's going to be the next one to drop out. I think it might be Ron DeSantis, though, if I'm going to be honest. Because they're wearing his ass out with them memes. And she seems confident, like the media's pushing her and shit, doing all these interviews with her. Like, are you ready for New Hampshire and all this? They said that DeSantis is going to be the only one doing the debate in New Hampshire because Nikki Haley won't do it unless Trump's there. So he'll be the only one doing it by himself this time in New Hampshire. So we'll see how that shit goes. He's just going to debate himself. They'll probably turn it into a town hall or something at that point. I don't really know, but we'll do this last clip and then we'll jump over to the Rumble channel. Cops show up to the Home Depot where this guy's going crazy in a damn skid steer. Attacks a police car.
Guy's going crazy with the skid loader. Holy shit.
Watch out, buddy. So if you want to see the more of that clip and fun stuff like that, the result of that thing, jump over to the Rumble channel. I will see you there. Peace out, YouTube. Everybody have a great evening. I'll be back on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock. See how the schedule goes. I appreciate y'all so much. See you next time.